Yo, what's good? Stone Bible Study Fam Jam. Welcome back to the sesh where we spark up wisdom and blaze through the ancient world. I'm your host, Reverend Blitz, and today we're digging into the roots of the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible, Genesis to Deuteronomy. Could these sacred scrolls trace back to older stories like the Epic of Gilgamesh, Ugaritic myths, and Canaanite rituals? Grab your bong, pass the Dutchie, and let's toke through 5,500 years to find the Torah's origins. Picture this, 5,500 years ago. Sumerians in Uruk are carving cuneiform into clay, kicking off written history around 3,500 BCE. Crazy thing? That's super close to the 6,000-year-old Earth, some creationists claim based on Genesis genealogies. It's like the universe said, time to write the story of creation. As Uruk's scribes pen Gilgamesh, they're tapping into a cultural vault that might have fed the Pentateuch's tales. Let's roll and see if these ancient vibes birthed the Torah. First, the flood myth, a banger in Genesis 6-9. Noah's riding out a divine deluge in an ark, saving animals and sending doves to find dry land. Gilgamesh, tablet is, has Utnapishtim doing the same, boat, beasts, birds, the works. Both stories scream Mesopotamia, likely inspired by Tigris-Euphrates floods. Hebrew scribes, maybe during the Babylonian exile around 600 BCE, could have heard Sumerian flood tales and woven them into Genesis. This ain't just a coincidence, it's a clue. The Pentateuch's roots run deep in Sumer. Next, let's chill in paradise. Genesis 2 places Eden, where 4 rivers flow, including the Tigris and Euphrates. Mesopotamia, no doubt. Eden might come from Sumerian Eden, the plains around Ur and Uruk. Gilgamesh drops Dilmun, a mythic oasis where Utnapishtim kicks back, and Enkidu's wild days feel Eden-like. Ugaritic texts from Canaan 1500 to 1200 BCE describe El's crib at the source of the rivers, a divine hotspot. These paradise vibes from Sumer to Canaan suggest Genesis borrowed from a shared garden dream, shaping the Torah's creation story. Now Abraham, the Pentateuch's OG patriarch, Genesis 11:31, says he's from Ur the Chaldeans, likely Ur, a Sumerian hub, 2000 BCE. Just 186 miles from Uruk, Gilgamesh's stomping ground. These cities were Mesopotamia's cultural powerhouses, churning out myths like nobody's business. Abraham's story ties the Torah to Sumer and his worship of El Elyon, the Most High, in Genesis 14, vibes with Ugaritic texts calling El the Father of Gods. Abraham's like a bridge carrying Sumerian Canaanite tales into the Pentateuch's DNA. Things get trippy with snakes and knowledge. In Genesis 3, a serpent tempts Eve to eat the fruit of knowledge, possibly a metaphor for intimacy, since Hebrew yada means to know in a close, even carnal way. Eve shares the fruit with Adam, and they gain wisdom but lose Eden's paradise. Similarly, in the Epic of Gilgamesh, Enkidu's encounter with Shamhat, a temple priestess, parallels this fall. Through their week-long union, Enkidu gains human knowledge and civility, but loses his wild Eden-like harmony with nature, shunned by the animals he once ran with. In another thread, a snake snatches Gilgamesh's youth-restoring plant, cementing mortality as a consequence of lost paradise. Ugaritic myths feature Lotan, a chaos serpent stirring trouble, echoing these disruptive snake figures. These serpent tales, slithering through Sumer, Canaan, and the Pentateuch, weave a shared motif. Knowledge gained through temptation, whether by fruit or flesh, comes at the cost of paradise lost. Creation's next, humans from dirt. Genesis 2:7 says God molds Adam from dust, basically clay. Gilgamesh has the goddess Aruru shape an Enkidu from clay like a divine pottery class. Ugaritic texts call El the creator of creatures, echoing this earthy vibe. Mesopotamia's Atrahasis myth also mixes clay with divine juice for humans. This dirt-to-life recipe seems like a Near Eastern staple, and the Pentateuch scribes likely scooped it up for Genesis's creation jam. Let's talk beef bovine style. Gilgamesh has our boys slaying the bull of heaven, Ishtar's divine enforcer, though it costs Enkidu big. Exodus 32 in the Pentateuch shows Israel worshiping a golden calf ticking off God. Ugaritic texts dub El Bull El, because bulls were divine flexes in Canaan and Sumer. The Torah's calf drama might riff on this bovine worship, turning a cultural symbol into a cautionary tale, showing how the Pentateuch reshapes old motifs. Now the heavenly boardroom, Genesis 1:26, has God saying, "Let us make man in our image." Us sounds like a divine crew. Deuteronomy 32:8-9 says the Most High, Elyon, splits nations among the sons of El, with Yahweh scoring Israel. Ugaritic texts show El running a council of 70 sons of El, like a cosmic cartel. Gilgamesh's gods, like Enlil and Ea, also huddle up to decide fates. This divine council set up straight out of Sumer and Canaan suggests the Pentateuch's early stories carried polytheistic echoes, remixed for Yahweh's solo act. Finally, the heavy stuff, human sacrifice. Exodus 13:1-2 claims every firstborn human or animal for God, but Israel redeems kids with lambs or service. So Genesis 22 has Abraham prepping to sacrifice Isaac, his firstborn, till God swaps in a ram. Canaanites, including Ugaritic folks, sacrificed firstborn to gods like Molech or Baal, as seen in Phoenician ruins. Gilgamesh hints at divine demands with Enkidu's death. The Pentateuch takes this Canaanite firstborn vibe and flips it no blood, just faith and redemption, but the roots are clear as day. So there you have it. Stone congregation, Gilgamesh, Genesis, Ugaritic myths, and Canaanite rituals, all feeding into the Pentateuch's origin story. From Uruk's clay tablets to Ur's Abraham, these tales of floods, gardens, snakes, clay, bulls, councils, and sacrifice suggest the Torah grew from a shared Sumerian Canaanite oral tradition. That 5,500-year writing spark aligning with creationist timelines feels like the universe saying, scribe it. This is where stories begin. What's your take? Is the Pentateuch a remix of ancient Kush? Drop a comment like, and sub to Stone Bible Study for more wisdom with a side of herb. Toke responsibly, pass the Dutchie, and we'll catch you next sesh. Peace.